Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new here, as always, I want to thank you for stopping by and I want to welcome you. I ask if you don't mind, please like this video if you like the video and consider subscribing for those of you who come back every week and support me. I so appreciate all of you. Before I get started, I do want to remind everybody that private tarot readings are always available. All you have to do is email me. I will have my email in the description box. I usually, turnaround time is sometimes, most of the time it's same day, but it might be 24 hours out. But, I still try to get it done as soon as I possibly can. It's done in a very similar fashion as a regular weekly tarot reading. I am going to record it. You don't have to be there. You don't have to worry about anything. I will go over everything like how I do here, and then I upload it to YouTube, but I upload it as a private and unlisted video. And then I email you the direct link to that video. You can watch it at your convenience or as many times as you want. You can watch it one time or you can watch it 100 times. It's totally up to you. So if you are interested in that, just email me and we will set something up. All right, so as promised, I did want to do another Kiely Rodni video. I still haven't had a whole lot of time to watch too many videos. I see that Zav Girl has been covering the case, and it seems like she's doing a really good job. I have not been able to watch anything other than her shorts or her small short videos. I did recently, today actually, earlier, watch the short video where she talks about somebody reaching out to her, and apparently this is some male who is speaking to Kate on not Instagram, but Snapchat, and pretty much came out and said that, Kate acknowledged that she had been sleeping with Jagger. So that kind of threw me for a loop. I didn't see that one coming. And then we have, so I want to ask about that. We also have Lindsay's celebration of life speech. Now, I will share this with you, and I don't know if it's going to come up again. Out of curiosity, I did pull a couple of cards on Lindsay, and I got the Three of Swords as well as the Magician reversed, and a couple other cards as well. But it made me almost feel with that reverse Magician, because that's a card where it's, if there's a will, there's a way. So it's, if you believe it, it'll happen type of cards. And with it coming out reversed, it almost made me feel like she didn't believe what she was saying. And I started getting some really weird cards about the town of Truckee. I didn't like it. It was giving me just a really kind of a vibe, and I felt like her feelings deep down inside was grief. Oh, I'm sorry. The garage door is opening. My husband's coming in, so excuse the noise. But I feel like there was genuine grief. All right, there's genuine grief coming from her energy, but there's this sense of, I can't talk about it because I am not allowed to talk about it type of feeling that I got. And so I didn't like that. I don't know, again, like I said, if that's going to come out again today. We'll see, but let's get started. I am going to cover a couple of different things with this video. I think I'm going to start, and I'm going to do a pull with Lindsay and see what comes out this time around. I am going to just use my good old-fashioned Rider-Waite deck, traditional. I just want, I want the basic images. I don't want anything that is going to, well, I don't know, I might, you know how I am. If you watch me, you know I might pull off another 20 decks to see what's coming out, but let me just start with this one and see what comes out for Lindsay. So, all right, Kiely's mom, Lindsay. Can we get an idea of her energy right now? What's going on with Lindsay? What's going on with Lindsay? What's going on with Lindsay? Thinking about her celebration of life speech that she made. What's going on with that? What's happening? What kind of energy can we get on Lindsay? What kind of energy can we get on Lindsay? All right, so we have the Hermit. So she is kind of just, she is needing that solitude right now. We have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. We have the King of Cups reversed. Temperance reversed. Page of Swords, Seven of Cups, Three of Pentacles, the Strength card. So far, right now, I'm getting cards that you would expect that would come up for a mother who is grieving, right? This is somebody who is kind of, that Hermit card, that first one there, this just kind of shows me that she is kind of, I don't know if I want to say secluding herself, but she does need time, right? She needs that time to grieve. And with it coming out upright, it tells me that she probably is, taking that time, which is good. But with that Temperance card reversed and, the Seven of Cups reversed and the Strength card, those are all to me just, signs of her not doing very good emotionally, which that's to be expected. Her life, her world has been thrown out of whack. And so there's no shock that Temperance is coming out reversed. There's a little bit of, this Seven of Cups here. Sometimes the, Seven of Cups, I can look at that card, especially when I'm reading kind of in true crime or, cases like that. It makes me wonder if there's drinking involved, okay? Can be a cloudy head. But there's something here where I'm thinking she's not in her right frame of mind. And granted, having that happen to your child could put you in a not right frame of mind. So there's that, right? That's just, as a mother myself, I have 3 children, ages 20, 25, and 27. So I can't even fathom, what she's going through. But this also makes me have this other feeling that there's something else going on. Now, some people have speculated that she could have been sedated during this speech. That very well may be the case, because with this card coming out, like I said, in true crime, I'm looking at this as that her mind is not right, okay? Her mind is not right, and she doesn't really know what she's saying or what she's doing. That could also account for what the message was. But when I think back to the speech and I watched her, I know that she had some different ways of pronouncing things. There was something at the end of every word that she said. It was different. I don't know if that's just her regular way of speaking, or if there was something that she was taking that was changing the way she speaks. I don't know, but this card tells me that that's absolutely a possibility. There was something going on. I don't know what it is or what it was, but there is something. Again, the Page of Swords. I look at this as a couple of different things. I look at it as, number one, it's Kiely, right? Because all of this distress is because of what has happened to Kiely, sadly. I also look at this as kind of, sometimes I look at this as, how do I want to say this? Communication, even though it's, it's air and it's thought process, but it is thought, right? And our thoughts sometimes translate into words. And so I do tend to look at sometimes these swords as communication, speaking. And when it's a page, to me, it's often sometimes something that comes out before you think of the consequences, something that just blurts out and you're like, oh my God, I should have never said that. And so with that coming out next to the Seven of Cups, it almost makes me feel like she maybe didn't quite intend for the message to be what it came out as. Although when I watched it, it seemed very clear, all right? But it seemed very clear to us, right? We when we listened to it, we're like, oh gosh, wow, that's how you feel? There's honor in silence and mind your own business. It came across really different, I think, to us, but I don't necessarily know if that's the way she intended it to be. And then the King of Cups. So I'm not sure who the King of Cups is. The Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles, to be honest with you, I look at this as the town of Truckee. I feel like this is a community card. And with it coming out reversed, it does make me feel like, number one, it rocked the community, all right? It has changed the dynamics of this town, the way this town appears. I think prior to this, with this being a Ten of Pentacles, this is all about, or let me turn it up right. With this being a Ten of Pentacles card, it makes me feel like there's there's affluence in this town, right? We know that, you know, if you go to Zillow and you look at the houses for sale in Truckee, unless you have about $1 million to spend, you're not moving there. So this is a very affluent town, and a little bit of that is, to me, more important to the community than anything else. It's the way they look and the way they appear to outsiders. There's a certain facade that they like to portray in that area. That's what I get with this card. And they actually do not like what's going on because of the way it's making them look. They don't like that. They don't like the fact that this could potentially be a tourist town, or money is brought into this town at certain, you know, seasons of the year or times of the year, or whatever the case may be. And could this case actually harm that? Okay. And again, this is Lindsay's read, but I feel like the community is impacting her thought process right now. It's coming out in her read because it's affecting her somehow. So I don't know if she's being pressured by, you know, people in the community, whether it be influential people or not. Is she being influenced by saying, hey, you know what, this is the message that you've got to put out? And she's like, yeah, okay, you know, whatever, I'll just say anything. I don't know if it's that or what, but I do feel like that is community. The King of Cups, I don't know if this is, I don't think it's Lindsay. It could be possibly Lindsay's husband. It sounds like she is married, and her and Kiely's dad possibly divorced. I don't think it's the grandpa. So this to me has got to be either, I mean, it doesn't have to be either the dad or the stepdad. It could be someone else that we're not aware of as well. But this person, I don't know. I'm going to have to pull a clarifier on that one because I'm not sure. And then another one that's kind of making me wonder about is this Three of Pentacles down here. Again, I'm thinking community. I'm getting community with Kiely Rodni's case right now. And I've never really focused on that before in any other read because of the fact that it was solely focused on Kiely. And so I wasn't really, you know, thinking about the town of Truckee or, you know, the people that live there. But in this particular read, and especially with it being for Lindsay for some reason, community is coming up. Community is absolutely coming up. Sorry, I'm looking at that Hermit card again. Okay, so I've got the Three of Pentacles. So this is, you know, threes are teamwork, creation, you know, abundance. You know, this can be money, but it's people working together is what it is. It's people working together, and it's right next to Lindsay's foggy mind, and so it makes me feel like there's people behind the scenes that are influencing her. She's in this state, but there's people around her in this state. So there's like little worker bees that are all around Lindsay, and you know, she's not in a good state of mind right now, and it's, you know, it makes me wonder, you know, who are these people and what are they doing? Are they helping her for genuine reasons? Is there another motive? It makes me feel like with this card, there's another motive. These people can't be trusted because, to me, the Strength card is a trust card. It's not so much strength, although it's usually, you know, they're referring to, you know, inner strength. But I always look at this as a trust and respect, simply because a human being and a lion are not going to get that close to one another unless there is trust and respect, and it's got to be mutual, right? So that's what this card means to me is trust and respect, but it's coming out in reverse. So, and it's right next to these three people. So we've got Lindsay here as the Seven of Cups reversed. We've got the three people, and we've got trust and respect, but not trust and respect. Okay, this is coming out in reverse. So these are people around her that I don't think are, you know, they don't have good things in mind. There's something here. There's like some sort of ulterior motive. And then we've got that king. So who is that king? Can I get some clarity on the King of Cups reversed? Can I get some clarity on the King of Cups reversed? Page of Pentacles, money, money opportunity, money opportunity. Knight of Cups, relationship, the Chariot. What is the Page of Pentacles? That makes me think of, again, I'm thinking along the lines of tourists. Money coming in, money to be made, money to be had, money opportunities, new opportunities, growth. Money coming in, money to be made with that Chariot, going forward into the future, making money. It's all about money. It's all about, there's a lot of money in this town. There's a lot of money in this town. All right, let me remove these and let me pull another pull just on this community, this particular community of Truckee. What's going on in this particular community of Truckee? What's going on in the Truckee community? What's going on in the Truckee community? Eight of Pentacles reversed. Nine of Cups. Ace of Wands. It's like the light going out. Disappointment. The light going out. Queen of Pentacles reversed. The Ace of Pentacles. All right, let me just look at this for a second. This Ace of Pentacles is pretty much the same as that Page of Pentacles to me. This is like, you know, is this gonna, is this gonna stop people from visiting our town? I don't know much about Truckee. I don't know if this is, I know that you have to be pretty much loaded to live there, because if you've ever went to Zillow and looked at the houses for sale, I could not find a house that was lower than 800 grand. So, you've got to be willing to drop about $1 million for a home there. I don't know if they have what I would consider normal homes available, and maybe they just weren't listed on Zillow, but, from what you see, this is a very affluent area, right? And it does kind of, to me, sound like, with the Tahoe area, that does seem kind of like a vacation spot. And so it makes me wonder if there's some concern, from the townspeople or people, that are high up in the town of Truckee. Is this going to affect their finances going forward? All right. That's what I'm kind of picking up, one of the things, but there's many things that they're concerned about. There's a lot of things that they're concerned about, because we've got the Eight of Pentacles, and that's reverse. It's like they've put in a lot of work to look a certain way. They are used to being a certain, way as far as appearance is concerned. And like I said, they've put a lot of time and effort into, the way they, on their appearances to the rest of everyone else. And so this really has kind of just thrown them for a loop. And then I'm looking at that Ace of Wands. We've got the Four of Wands. So what the hell is the Four of Wands? Why is that coming up? I'm almost picking up a couple, because that's usually, that Four of Wands can sometimes represent a marriage. But what other kind of marriages do we have? What other kind of unions do we have? Okay, let's take it out of the literal sense. We've got companions. We've got people, people together, standing together, same goals, same ideology. It makes me feel like everybody in that town is kind of on the same page. Everyone in that town is on the same page, and what they like to do is they like to put they put a front on. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, behind closed doors. That's with every place, right? Every place and every home. But there's something deeper in Truckee. There's something else going on. It's not as it seems. There's other things that are happening, because I've got this Ace of Wands reversed, and I've also got the 10 of Wands. And so, you know, that kind of tells me that, especially with the 10 of Wands, there's some worry. People are worried, and I think, to be honest with you, most of what they're worried about is their status, their money. Again, I don't know, maybe somebody can tell me, and or I can Google it. You know, is this a touristic location? Do people go there to, you know, ski in the wintertime? I mean, I know Kiely's parents have the ski lodge, and it seemed like there's a lot of lodges like that. So this is a money-making town. The people who stay there have money, and the people who go there and visit have money probably as well. And so that is a concern. That's a concern for the town. They don't know what their reputation is going to be like now that everything has happened. So they are very much worried about that. And it's not just one or two people. It's almost the entire town. All right, so there's that. And again, this is, to me, it's almost like they're worried about, is this going to ruin it? Is this the end? How long is it going to take for people to forget about this? Will they ever forget about this? Are we always going to be the town identified with, you know, Kiely Rodni and what happened to her? Okay, that's what that is to me. We've got the Four of Cups, so it's, who is the person in the Four of Cups? Is that Lindsay? Is that that strikes me as potentially Lindsay, because it is kind of near this Queen of Pentacles here, and I'm looking at that as Lindsay. But it's almost like, it makes me think back of the read that I told you about when I pulled the reversed Magician, and I felt like the words weren't Lindsay's. It really made me feel like she was saying what she was told to say. However, when I watched it, I felt differently. I felt like she knew exactly what she was saying. But that Magician made me think otherwise. And so this here also makes me feel like we are looking at Lindsay here, and she's being told things. She's being, you know, things are being given to her, whether it's verbally, whether it's information, whatever it is, whether it's advice, and she's just like, no, I don't want anything to do with it. However, she obviously took something, because if she did give that speech based on, you know, someone's advice, she gave it. She obviously took it. So, but there's something here that, you know, someone's not happy with what's being dished out. Okay, someone's not happy with what's happening, and it does kind of make me feel like this could potentially be Lindsay. Let me pull a couple of more and see what else comes out. Actually, hold on. Let me pull a couple of these oracles. Okay. All right. What's going on in the town of Truckee? What's going on in the town of Truckee? Truckee, California. What's going on? Can I get an overall vibe of Truckee, California? An overall vibe of Truckee, California. We've got toxic nostalgia, infatuation, the Bride of Annandale. So again, toxic nostalgia. So there's some toxicity there. There's something going on. The Bell Witch, scapegoating and blame. And let me pull one more. We have virtue and oppression, the candlelight spirit. So absolutely, I do feel like this is Lindsay, and I'm looking at that oppression, and I'm thinking back to that 10 of Wands. That's also an oppression card. I felt like that was for the community, but this one here, this is Lindsay, okay? And so I can't help but to think of that 10 of Wands. So it's almost like she's being given, it's like she's being given orders on what she can say and what she can't say. It's like there is a code of silence. I really do believe that there is a code of silence, which makes me then wonder, what do law enforcement know? Do they know what happened? Do they know what happened to Kiely and they're just not saying it? I hope not, because on my last poll, I got the exact opposite, that justice would prevail. I pulled a lot of cards that made me feel like we are going to get answers and that it's going to be a fair and just, investigation. And it very well may be, because if other organizations get involved and it's out of Placer County or Placer County, however you pronounce it, they may not have a choice, and that may also be why that Ten of Wands is coming out, because there's worry. There's absolute worry. Maybe that's why all the Pentacles are coming out, because, they wanted this to be an accident. They don't want to have this stigma attached to their town that something, dark and sinister happened at a party and, a girl lost her life. Come up to our ski lodge and have a wonderful weekend, right? They don't want that. They, accidents happen, right? So there's, that's no one's fault. But it makes me feel like it's more of it's not, I don't pick up evil or, dark, crazy stuff. I pick up more money. I mean, and some could say that that's evil and dark, but I feel like this is all about appearances, all about money, making money, continuing to make money, and we can't have this scandal attached to our town. Do law enforcement officers, or does the Placer County law enforcement, do they know what happened to Kiely? Do they know what happened to Kiely? King of Wands reversed. The Ace of Swords, that's a yes. The Magician reversed. Okay, so there's the Magician. I feel like there is someone who knows something. They have way more information than they're telling us, and again, aces, when they come out upright, are hard yeses for me. That's the one card that I absolutely take as a yes card. And then that Magician reversed, that is, to me, somebody who is saying something, again, that they don't believe in. It's interesting, because that particular card came out in Lindsay's read for me last night. However, it's coming out with law enforcement. So at this point in time, as far as Placer County is concerned, or Placer County, whatever they say, I have to take a second look at that, because that makes me doubt everything that comes from their mouth. It's like they're literally pulling it out of their rear end, and they're just giving it to us because they know more, and they don't want this to be anything other than an accident. That King of Wands to me represents the people in that area that were in charge of the investigation at one time. Okay, they're the ones that are being dishonest. I absolutely feel like that King of Wands, again, law enforcement, they know exactly what happened, or they have a good idea. They at least have a good idea. Let me ask really quick if Kiely's phone has ever been found. Does law enforcement have Kiely's phone? Does law enforcement have Kiely's phone? Does law enforcement have Kiely's phone? They don't know where it is. They don't know where it is. They don't, I would guess they do not have it. They do not have it, and they don't know where it is. Does Lindsay know what happened to Kiely? Does Lindsay know what happened to her daughter? Does Lindsay know what happened to her daughter? Does Lindsay know what happened to her daughter? She doesn't want to know. She doesn't want to know. She might suspect, but she doesn't want to know the truth. So there might be a little bit of denial in there, as well as kind of just going with the flow of what is expected of her. Those swords, again, those could be things in her own mind that she's blocking this out, or there could be people around her that is kind of protecting her and shielding her from knowing what's going on. Possibly people that are close to her and do care for her and love her, but I don't think so. I think this is more of a self-denial. you know, she'd rather just go on and not really know the details versus really know. So I don't think that she's intentionally covering up for anyone. You know, she may have her suspicions, but she's not going to pursue anything with this case. She's not pursuing the truth, put it that way. She doesn't want to know the truth. All right. Let's see. What else can we learn about Lindsay? What else is going on about Lindsay? What's important about Lindsay right now? What's going on with Lindsay? Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. She's just kind of going with the flow. You know, this is just, she would, this concerns me. I don't believe that she is believing what she's saying on one hand. She doesn't really know what happened that night. But she doesn't want to know. She has no plans whatsoever in wanting to know, and that might very well be why she doesn't want any information out, or why she doesn't want people talking, because she just doesn't want the truth to be found out for whatever reason. I don't know. It could be just pain. You know, maybe she wants to think it's an accident, and you know, I don't know. Who knows what she's dealing with or trying to deal with. That Wheel of Fortune, though, is the cycle of life. That's just, you know, constant change, right? It's that circle that's just constantly in motion. And, you know, this is kind of like going with the flow. You're going to have your ups and you're going to have your downs, but you're never going to stay there in the same spot for too long, right? Because there's constant movement. And so that just tells me that she is, you know, she's just kind of taking it day by day and trying to deal with it the best way she can, but she really doesn't want to take any initiative to find out what really happened to Kiely. Now, some parents, you know, and everybody's different, right? But some people might look at that as the complete opposite. Oh, I want to know. I want to know now. I want to know now what happened to my child. You better find out what happened to my child and tell me now. And I want someone to pay for what they've done if they did anything, right? So you have these two different, you know, sides to the spectrum, and Lindsay is coming up on the other side where she just would rather tune it out and go on and let's just not talk about it, and let's just not even acknowledge what happened. She just can't. I don't think she can bear to face the truth. Okay, let's see. What else do we need to know about Lindsay? What else do we need to know about Lindsay? All right, the Six of Wands. So this isn't about her. Okay, this is not about her. She's not doing these speeches or you know, there's a sense of, because this is her on the horse and there's wands around her, I feel like those wands around her could represent the community, the town. And I feel like it's like she's one of those people, I pick up, she's one of those people that feel like they have to take one for the team. You know, I don't want to know anyways. I don't think I can bear knowing the truth. You know, so why muddy the waters? Why disturb the peace? Why bring down, you know, potentially a bunch of teens or adults or whatever, whoever the case may be? Why bring them down? It's not, you know, it's not going to bring Kiely back. It's not going to make me feel any better. You know, so it's more or less, there's this feeling of, you know, since I'm suffering anyways, I might as well protect others. It's not about me right now. It's not about me. There's nothing I can do. You know, that's the feeling, the overall feeling that I'm getting from Lindsay. So I think I'm going to end it there on Lindsay's pull, because I feel like, again, the speech is not from her heart. The speech is definitely, I don't believe, from her heart. You know, it's what she's saying because she feels like she's protecting others, and there's just no point in bringing other people down. I don't know why. I don't know why she feels that way. I don't know. It's different, but all right. So now I want to go into a couple of cards here on Kate and Jagger, and I've got a love oracle here. I don't typically use it for true crime readings, but because this is kind of a lovers type situation here going on, and we have Jagger and Kate possibly sleeping with one another, yet at the same time Jagger is constantly professing his love for Kiely online and posting videos that he secretly recorded of Kiely. And so it's just again, these are kids, right? I know they're legal adults, well, some of them, not all of them, but I view an 18-year-old as a kid. That's just, my age. When you're in your mid 40s, 18 is a kid, right? Even 20, not legally, but in my mind. And so they are kids at the end of the day, and just sounds like they I don't know, it sounds like they have a lot of time on their hands to do things that maybe you and I wouldn't do. I don't know. It just seems like a lover's triangle type thing. All right, so okay, we've got talking, heartbroken, axe. All right, so, okay, first of all, we've got the talking. We've got interested, conversing, more awaited messages arrive, text, call, email, and hovering. Hovering. All right, so that is interesting because Jagger has always said that he was texting Kiely on the day of the party, and he was just kind of venting, and she finally responded around 10 p.m. saying, "Oh, I'm sorry that you're going through that." Now, I always thought it was weird when I heard her response because, I don't know, maybe it's just a girl thing or a female thing, but when somebody says something like, "I'm sorry you're going through that," that is like I took it as the absolute kindest way to say something without saying anything at all. That's just how I took it. If he had been venting to her all day and talking about, maybe it wasn't all day, but if he had been venting to her for even 10 minutes, right? You can text a lot in 10 minutes. If he had been, sharing his concerns and his feelings, and all she did was respond with, "I'm sorry you're going through that," that's like an ouch. Wow, that's it. That's all I got. I always thought about that. So that always kind of made me feel like, then again, he's a guy, and he's a young guy at that, so he might not have thought anything about it. But there was something with that message that made me feel like, could this breakup have been from Kiely? Was she the one who broke it off with Jagger? Because it seems like with Jagger, he still has he still has feelings for Kiely, obviously. And the fact that you guys broke up and you're still texting her and venting your emotions and your feelings, there's something there. So talking, interested, conversing more, awaiting messages, waiting for messages to arrive, emailing, and hovering. Hovering is sticking out to me. Hovering. You hover over someone when you're, in their space. I don't connect hovering with anything good. That has like a negative connotation for me. That's almost like, I don't want to say stalkish, or obsessed. That would be the extreme. But there's a little bit of that, like, give me space kind of feeling with that. And then we have heartbroken. So deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, and mourning. Wow, if that's not Jagger, I don't know what is. All right, so, I think that he was already struggling with the breakup, and then I've never, with any previous reading, I've never gotten anything from Jagger that made me feel like he had anything to do with this. I've never gotten that. In fact, it's been the opposite. I always felt like the love that he felt, the love he felt for Kiely was real, or at least there was something there, okay? And I feel like that's still coming up in this read tonight. Okay, with these cards here, this is still telling me that there was definitely feelings there. Now, how healthy those feelings were, I don't know. Okay, I feel like maybe not too healthy. Maybe there was something a little bit, I don't want to go so far as to say toxic, but there was something a little bit off with this relationship, I feel, on Jagger's side. A little bit unhealthy. separation, breakup, feeling lost. And then it's odd that they have grieving and mourning on this love oracle. So there's grieving and mourning going on. So that tells me that he was in a period of grieving and mourning over this relationship prior to this even happening. What do people do when they grieve and mourn? It depends. Sometimes people, do healthy things, and sometimes people do unhealthy things. So what did Jagger do is the question. And then we have acts. So breaking up, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, and abandonment. So again, that makes me feel like this was coming from Kiely. This stuff here was coming from Kiely, and it was directed towards Jagger. He felt abandoned. Is that why he possibly turned his attention towards Kate? Does Kate look like Kiely? Does Kate remind him of Kiely, right? She's the friend out of all of Kylie's friends that kind of, share a similar physical feature to her. Did he seek her out because it reminded him of Kiely? It felt like it was, maybe he was getting close to Kiely for some reason. Not only did she look like Kiely, but she was also friends with Kiely, and so he could ask her questions. What was Kiely doing? That's the feelings that I'm getting with this read. Lightning, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, and transformation. So this is equivalent to the Tower card. This was devastating. That breakup to me. And I don't know for a fact, but I'm guessing, I'm banking that it was Kiely who broke up with Jagger. This absolutely rocked his world, okay? He was devastated, and I believe that he's still devastated. But I'm picking up a different devastation between before and now, okay? There was real devastation when she broke up with him. Now it's almost like he slipped into a little bit of denial, as if they were still together at the time. It's weird. It's weird. I'm picking up something weird. Red flag vibes are going off here. Wedding ring. Union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, and everlasting promises. Well, he always talks about how they said that they were going to be, sipping, what was it, martinis in Santa Barbara, or margaritas in Santa Barbara. They had these long-term goals and plans that they were going to, live out. And so that is where, his mind is. He has kind of slipped into this nostalgic going down memory lane. This is how it was going to be, and now we're not going to be able to do it because Kiely, I don't know, there's just something a little bit here that's making me think, I don't know, I'm not feeling 100% here. Let me see what deck I want to use. Let me do the Lo Scarabeo. Okay, so I want to ask about Jagger and Kate. What's going on with Jagger and Kate? Are they in a relationship together? Are they, is it true that, Kate and Jagger are sleeping together? And not that it really means anything. I mean, it doesn't mean that even if Kate and Jagger are, that they had anything to do with this, but it does kind of add a twist to the story, right? Something here, does it mean that, something happened as a result of that? It could be nothing at all. We don't know. But let me see what comes out. Kate and Jagger, a couple. Are they sleeping together? Are they a couple? Okay, so we have the 8 of Swords. Makes me feel like no. 5 of Swords. It's all a mental thing. Ace of Cups reversed. The 9 of Swords. If they are, it's not for, Jesus, the Devil. The Devil reversed. There's something not right here with Kate and Jagger. And I've never picked it up before now. With the Devil coming out here, okay. The Devil coming out. It might just be guilt. It might be guilt that's coming out. That might be what I'm picking up on, because we've got a lot of mental cards. We've got sadness. We've got despair, feelings of being trapped, anger, just very, very negative cards here. Let me move these oracles here so I can. Okay, so we've got the Eight of Swords. That's not a good card. Five of Swords. Ace of Cups reversed. Nine of Swords. The Hermit card. And the Devil. So not a very good spread when it comes to Kate and Jagger. They're dealing with a lot. I mean, if this is Kate and Jagger, they've got a lot of stuff going on. Why are they feeling this way is the question. Is it because their friend and ex-girlfriend just was found deceased? Or is there something more to it? Because we've got some serious cards coming up. We've got some serious cards coming up. Is there a guilty conscience here? Is there something behind all of these cards? Wow, if that's not a yes, I don't know what is. Ace of Wands. Do Kate and Jagger have anything to do with what happened to Kiely? Do Kate and Jagger have anything to do with what happened to Kiely? Do Kate and Jagger have anything to do with what happened to Kiely? Queen of Pentacles. That could absolutely be considered a possibility or a yes. Page of Cups reversed. The Fool card. Recklessness. Recklessness. Taking a chance. Taking a chance. Taking a gamble. Taking a gamble. Risking. Taking a risk. That Fool is taking a risk. Not thinking of the consequences. Taking a risk. This doesn't make me feel good. And then that Devil. What the hell does the Devil mean? What does the Devil mean? Page of Cups, it could be the beginnings of a relationship. It could represent Kate and Jagger. Again, it doesn't, these Knight of Cups, Two of Cups, a lot of times they're associated with an actual relationship. It doesn't always have to be that way. It can be just a union or a bond, right? And so it's making me wonder if this, these two people have some sort of a connection, a bond, you could say, but not a good one and not under good circumstances. That Devil making me, that Devil is making me feel like, we've got Kate and Jagger right here standing in front of this Devil, and there's a bond there, but it's a toxic one, a not healthy one, right? So there's something here that's kind of concerning me with Kate and Jagger. And then that Fool card reversed. This is recklessness. This is taking a chance. This is taking a gamble. What did they take a gamble with? What did they do without thinking of the consequences? There's something that was done with these two. It could have been, again, we only can put the pieces of the puzzle together. It could very well be, maybe they're sleeping together and maybe they didn't realize the consequences of that, or maybe it was because they have something to do with Kiely going missing and what happened to her ultimately. So there's various different avenues that we could go down, but I'm just saying that there's something that these two people here took a risk at doing, all right? This came out reversed. And then when I did ask if they had something to do with it, I got that Ace of Wands, and that to me is like a yes card. That, my aces, the aces are yes cards for me. Okay, so let me go ahead and, just pull. Okay. All right, I'm almost at 50 minutes, so I'm going to just pull a couple more cards, and I just want to ask, where are we on the investigation? Where are we on the investigation? Is anybody running scared? Should anybody be scared or concerned? Are there going to be any kind of arrests soon? What's going on? Kiely Rodni investigation. What's going on with the Kiely Rodni investigation? Can we get an update on what's happening with the Kiely Rodni investigation? Okay, what's going on with this investigation? Is anybody involved? Some accidents, to see what comes up. All right. The Hangman. Okay, balance, temperance, the stars. All right, I'm going to stop it there, guys, because I'm liking this. The hangman is that limbo state, right? So it's kind of like things are in limbo right now. We're not getting any answers now, but I feel like answers are to come. So whatever is going on with whoever is possibly responsible, I do have hope that there's still going to be justice. That is still coming out in even this read. It came out in the last read, and it's coming out in this read. And so I want to stop it there, because I feel like that's a good point to just say, hey, I'm going to take that and be happy with it. Again, the hangman, it's coming out in reverse. So, think of this as, again, it's that limbo state where, things aren't great, but things, they could be worse, right? So we're just kind of hanging out here for a minute. And I feel like that represents a lot of stuff going on with this case. It represents us out here waiting to hear something. And it also represents the state of the investigation. And so I don't think they have much more than what we probably have. They have a lot more, but I mean, it depends. They might have a lot more, but maybe it's not helping any, right? Maybe it just is not enough to actually put the pieces of all the puzzle pieces together. But this makes me feel like there is going to be movement eventually, because we do have balance re-entering into this. We also have the star. So these two cards are a really good outcome for this case. I think it's going to be shocking, to be honest with you. I feel like there's going to be like a wow, oh my God, didn't see that kind of thing coming. There's a lot of moving parts to the puzzle here on this one. But I think it's going to be, let me pull one card for timing. I feel like with that let's see here. I feel like with, picked up a ton of my hair. I feel like with that limbo card, it could be a hot minute. So let me just ask here, time frame. When are we going to get some answers or an update on the Kiely Rodni case? Answers or an update on the Kiely Rodni case? Answers or update on the Kiely Rodni case? $8 months. God, I hope not. I hope not. I hope not. But that does kind of go with that limbo card. Wow. Huh, interesting. All right. That hangman card, when it comes out, it's stagnation. You're just kind of hanging out there for a while. And so there might be a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes, but my question is updates, right? So not answers per se, or, complete fulfilled justice, just updates. So I hope it's not 8 months for updates. I can't imagine it would be. That's impossible. It's impossible. So I'm wondering if maybe everything in its entirety, if it is foul play, a proper investigation, and, whoever's involved, maybe that whole thing could take some time. But I would expect, or I would hope, that we would get some sort of update prior to that. If that's the case, that's awful, and people are just going to continue to speculate unless they feel like people are just going to, it's just going to fade away. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. I mean, how long did everybody talk about Summer Wells? People are still talking about Summer Wells, and it's been over a year now. So I don't see that happening anytime soon with Kiely Rodni either. So I hope that they do come out with an update. But 8 months, I guess, if you want to look at it from the positive side, at least if there's going to be some completion to this case, or some finality, or at least some justice, 8 months is better than 8 years, I guess. So I'll just leave it there. But all right, guys, thank you again so much for popping in. I'm going to get this video up for you guys tonight. Hopefully it is Saturday at 7:15 in the evening. And again, reach out if you are interested in a tarot reading, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in a couple of days. Bye.